Okay, so the next task in the fundamentals of instruction is the learning process. So this could be one of the first questions asked on your check ride for CFI, and it is, what is learning? Well, learning is a change in behavior as a result of experience. So usually I'm talking about behaviorism. That's one of the two components of learning. If you make a mistake or do something wrong, you change your behavior and react differently on how you do it now. So that shows that you've learned something. So learning, there's behaviorism, and cognitive. So behaviorism is, it's basically rewards that help accelerate learning. So, like say you're taking off, you have to add right rudder for torque because the airplane's going to want to veer to the left, and the student either adds left rudder or doesn't add rudder at all, and the airplane starts veering off the runway to the left. Well, right there he got a negative reward. The airplane went off center line. So now he knows that he needs to use right rudder to maintain center line when you're on departure. So that was a reward that he learned something from that reward. Cognitive is basically what's going on inside the student's mind. What's he thinking? What are they thinking inside the mind of the student? So, those are the two branches of learning. Let's get to perceptions. So here we got perceptions. Perceptions are the basis of all learning. It's when the brain uses one or more of the five senses, and everything comes together, and that's learning. Because new students are overwhelmed from this, and they maybe focusing on something that's meaningless to them, and they're missing the key info. So we need the perceptions. So we want to direct perception so that the student obtains the key information, not the stuff that they don't need. But there are some factors that do affect perceptions. And I'll do this in a different color. So, factors that affect perception. And they could be physical organism, which is the student sensing what's going on in the world around them. They can sense that. Goals and values. Is every student has their individual goal and individual belief. So that's what your goals and values are. We got element of a threat. The elements of threat is basically fear adversely affects perceptions. It'll affect how the student learns. So if they're scared, it's going to affect how they learn. They have to cope with what's going on. And the structure is a good help for that. The structure has to get the student to cope with some fears. time and opportunity. For time and opportunity is the students can only learn so much in a given amount of time. Eventually, if it's a long lesson, they're going to just start getting tired and not really listening as much. So you have to have a decent amount of time and give the student an opportunity to learn, because they can only learn so much in a given time. And the last one is self-concept. So self-concept is basically the confidence and or insecurity of a student, and if they're not confident, it's definitely going to affect how they learn and the perceptions. Also, a positive self-image. If the student has a positive self-image, they'll remain open to new things and want to learn more things. So those are your factors that affect perception. Also, part of perceptions are what we call insights. Insights are basically the grouping of perceptions into meaningful wholes. So, this is one of my, or not just my, any instructor's main responsibility. They need to help students understand how each piece of information relates to other information. That's your insights. The grouping of perceptions into meaningful wholes. Next topic on the learning process is acquiring knowledge. Acquiring knowledge. So to acquire knowledge, I'm not sure how much time I have. Alright. Acquiring knowledge. Basically, there's memorization, understanding, concept learning, or application. So, memorization, understanding, and application, or concept learning. Okay, so memorization is basically when you first acquire some knowledge. You know it, you can kind of repeat back, but you don't understand it yet, and you won't be able to, it's not good for problem solving. Understanding is when the learner begins to organize all that knowledge and puts all that information into puts all that memorization into a memorized fact, and they understand it. Application is when they can apply and do what they understand.